The galaxy had never been quiet. For centuries, alien civilizations fought over territory, resources, and power. War was a constant, and death came quickly to those who underestimated their enemies. In the sector known as Zephyrus, a resource-rich cluster of stars, war had reached a peak. Alien fleets dominated the skies, their massive ships casting shadows over entire planets. Yet in the outer edges of Zephyrus, far from the main battle zones, a small human colony survived. Its people were simple, hardworking, and unassuming, growing crops, mining minerals, and building modest settlements. No one in the galaxy gave them much thought. To the powerful alien empires, humans were weak, insignificant, and easy to crush. But the humans were different. They had something the galaxy had underestimated for centuries: ingenuity, courage, and unity. And they had Captain Elias Varn, a man who believed in humanity's potential more than anyone else. Elias stood on the bridge of the human flagship, the Resolute, staring at the holographic star map that displayed Zephyrus war zones. His crew worked silently, preparing for the arrival of the alien armada. Ships of every size lined the human fleet, from small, nimble fighters to massive capital ships bristling with weapons. Each vessel was designed with careful thought, using human engineering and creative tactics that no alien had ever predicted. "Captain," said Lieutenant Mara Kellen, the communications officer, her voice calm but firm, "enemy scouts have entered the sector. They're moving faster than we expected. They'll be here in less than 12 hours. Elias nodded. His jaw tightened. "Good. Let them come. They'll see what humans are capable of, and it will shock them. Prepare the fleet. Every ship in position. We strike from the nebula." Full surprise. Mara's eyes widened slightly. "The nebula is dense, sir. Sensors will be limited, and navigation is dangerous." "Are we sure?" Elias smiled faintly. "Exactly. That is why we are sure. They will see us when we choose, not before. And when they do, it will be too late." The human fleet moved quietly into the Allura Nebula, a vast cloud of gas and dust that shimmered in green and blue light. Invisible to most scanners, it was the perfect hiding place. Humans had studied it for months, learning its currents, its storms, and its hidden channels. Every ship fit like a puzzle piece, following precise coordinates that only humans could navigate so flawlessly. Below decks, engineers checked weapon systems, recalibrating energy cannons and plasma torpedoes. Pilots ran simulations of evasive maneuvers and attack patterns, memorizing every angle and speed. Scientists monitored sensors for any change in the nebula's energy flow. The entire fleet worked as one living organism, coordinated and united. On the bridge, Elias looked at the stars beyond the nebula. "This is the moment, crew," he said quietly. "They believe us weak. They think this will be an easy victory. They are wrong. Humans will prove that no one should ever underestimate them." As the alien armada approached Zephyrus, they communicated in loud, harsh bursts of energy signals. They mocked humanity openly, believing that the humans would surrender without a fight. Their fleets were massive, towering ships with thousands of weapons, bristling with energy cannons, missile launchers, and shield arrays. Commanders shouted orders and laughed at the thought of humans resisting them. "Prepare the humans for destruction." One alien general barked. "They are nothing. Crush them, and this sector is ours." But even as the aliens celebrated, their scanners struggled to find the human fleet. The nebula's thick clouds disrupted their sensors, making humans nearly invisible. For the first time in decades, the alien commanders were confused. They did not expect humans to use intelligence over sheer numbers. Inside the human fleet, excitement mixed with tension. Pilots adjusted their helmets, weapons officers checked energy outputs, and engineers tightened bolts and conduits. Every person knew the risks, but every person also knew the reward. Elias walked along the bridge, passing each officer. He paused at Commander Ryo Han, head of tactical operations. "Ryo, when we strike, we hit fast and hard. Precision first, overwhelm second. You know the plan?" Ryo nodded sharply. "Yes, Captain. The enemy won't know what hit them. Our drones will disable their forward shields, and the main fleet will follow through the gaps. By the time they respond, it will be too late." "Good," Elias said. "Humans survive because we adapt. Never forget that." Hours passed. The alien armada drew closer, their massive ships entering the edge of the nebula. Sensors on the human ships detected their every movement, and human minds raced with calculations and predictions. Every possibility, every trajectory, every strike had been anticipated. Finally, Elias gave the order. "All ships prepare for combat. Remember your training. Remember your people. Strike only when I give the signal." Outside, the nebula's swirling gases danced with colors, hiding the fleet like a veil. Pilots gripped their controls, hearts pounding. Engineers held their breath as weapons hummed with energy. The air inside the ships was electric with anticipation. Then, Elias activated the fleet-wide comms. "All ships. This is Captain Elias Varn. Today, we show the galaxy what humanity is capable of. They think we are weak. They think we can be crushed. We are about to prove them wrong. Stay focused. Stay united. Strike when the signal comes." A wave of silence followed. Every human felt it, a quiet strength that bound them together. They were not just individuals. They were humanity itself. The nebula seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the coming storm. And then the first alien ships entered the outer edge of the nebula. Their sensors still struggled, their weapons scanning blindly. They did not know what waited for them. They thought victory was simple. Elias' eyes narrowed. Now, the human fleet emerged from the nebula in perfect formation. Lights flashed, engines roared, and the energy of thousands of weapons powered up. Humans attacked with speed and precision, hitting the alien fleet before they could react. Small, nimble fighters darted between massive alien ships, deploying drones that disabled shield arrays. Energy cannons fired in perfect synchrony, striking vulnerable points. Torpedoes and missiles exploded with surgical accuracy. Alien commanders screamed in confusion. Their ships, designed for dominance, could not adapt to the unexpected human tactics. Shields fell within seconds. Weapon systems failed. Entire squadrons were destroyed almost instantly. Elias watched calmly from the bridge of the Resolute. "This is what they never expected," he said softly. "Humans fight not just with weapons, but with mind, heart, and unity." The battle raged for only minutes, yet it felt eternal. Every human knew that the fight was more than survival, it was a declaration. Humanity would not be ignored. Humanity would not be underestimated. As the last alien ship of the initial wave fell, silence returned. The nebula, once hiding the human fleet, now glowed with the aftermath of destruction. The human ships hovered in formation, engines idling, sensors scanning for any remaining threats. The enemy had lasted only seconds against the human attack. Captain Elias allowed himself a small smile. "The galaxy is about to learn something important," he said. "Humanity is not weak. Humanity survives. And humanity conquers when it must." In the quiet that followed, the crew of the Resolute and the entire human fleet prepared for the next wave. They knew the aliens would not give up easily. But Elias also knew this. Once the galaxy had seen the human fleet in action, nothing would ever be the same again. Above them, stars shimmered. Beyond the nebula, other fleets would come. But for now, the humans had won the first moment of this great battle. And the galaxy would remember the day the war zone fell silent because the human fleet had arrived. The alien armada was stunned. Their massive ships drifted in the void, shields flickering from the human strike. Communications between commanders were frantic, full of anger and disbelief. How could a small human fleet, long thought weak and insignificant, annihilate their forces in moments? Admiral Corin, the leader of the alien coalition, pounded his clawed fist against the control panel. "This cannot be," he growled. "These humans, they should not exist at this strength. Reorganize the fleet. Target the humans." But it was too late. The humans had vanished from the sensors for a moment, retreating back into the nebula with precision that no alien ship could match. And then, almost like shadows emerging from the mist, they reappeared. Flanking the alien fleet from multiple angles, Captain Elias Varn observed the movements from the bridge of the Resolute. His calm eyes scanned the displays. Every human ship was in perfect position, drones and fighters ready. "They'll try to overwhelm us now," he said quietly. "Let them. They will learn quickly that humans adapt faster than they can plan." Lieutenant Mara Kellen leaned toward him. "Sir, the enemy is reorganizing. They're sending heavy cruisers to attack our right flank." Elias nodded. "Good. Let them commit to their path. Our fighters will intercept, and the cruisers will be distracted. Timing is everything. Humans fight not just with firepower, but with strategy." The first human fighters surged forward like streaks of silver light, small, agile, and equipped with rapid-fire energy cannons. They darted between alien ships, dodging heavy lasers with precision impossible for any alien pilot to predict. The alien cruisers fired in all directions, but their shots were too slow, too predictable. One by one, drones deployed from human ships disabled their weapons, sending sparks and explosions across the hulls. From the flagship's bridge, Elias watched a heavy cruiser explode in a brilliant flash of green fire. "Beautiful," he whispered. "They think numbers make them strong. Humans know it's not numbers. It's coordination, speed, and heart." Meanwhile, the alien fleet struggled to communicate. Their massive ships were built for destruction, not for adaptability. Commands were delayed by the size of their network. Confusion spread as their formations crumbled. Squadrons collided, shields faltered, and even some of their elite fighters were caught off guard, destroyed by human pilots who anticipated every move. "Captain, we have an opening," Commander Ryohan shouted. "The left wing is exposed. We can strike their command vessels." Ilias's eyes sparkled with determination. "Ryo, hold. Observe first. They will make a mistake they always do when they panic. Patience wins battles faster than anger." Indeed, the aliens panicked. They launched a massive wave of missiles toward the human fleet, hoping sheer firepower would overwhelm them. But humans had prepared for this. Shields flared as energy fields expanded around the ships, absorbing the impact. Counter-drones intercepted missiles mid-flight, exploding them in safe space. Human fighters weaved through the chaos, taking out enemy missiles and even redirecting some toward the alien fleet itself. The alien commanders were now frantic. "Focus fire on their lead ship," one ordered. "Destroy the Resolute at all costs." But the humans had anticipated that move. Smaller support vessels formed protective screens around the flagship, absorbing the enemy's fire while agile fighters darted through openings, disabling weapons and shields of the alien vessels. Within moments, alien cruisers found themselves under relentless human attack, unable to defend themselves. Their massive ships, once symbols of power, were falling one by one. "Sir, the enemy command cruiser is retreating," Mara said, her voice barely containing awe. Elias allowed himself a brief smile. "Good. They've realized that humans do not fight like any other species. Every action we take is coordinated. Every ship moves as one. That is our advantage. That is why humans endure where others fail." As the battle continued, human ingenuity shone. Engineers aboard the ships were remotely adjusting systems in real time, rerouting energy from weapons to shields or from shields to engines, adapting faster than any alien system could respond. The humans had turned their fleet into a living organism, moving and reacting with intelligence and speed far beyond mechanical precision. Even the aliens could not ignore the unexpected skill of the human pilots. One alien commander, seeing his elite fighter squadron destroyed in moments, shouted at his crew in disbelief. "They anticipate us. They know our every move. How is this possible?" Captain Elias leaned on the console, watching the chaos. "It's simple," he said quietly. "Humans fight with more than firepower. We fight with creativity. We fight with courage. We fight with each other." Suddenly, the human fleet executed the most daring maneuver yet. Smaller ships created decoys, tricking the alien forces into chasing them, While the enemy followed the decoys, the main human force swooped in from behind, striking the alien rear lines with devastating effect. Energy cannons tore through holes, drones sabotaged shield generators, and torpedoes ripped apart engines. Entire fleets collapsed before the aliens could mount a response. The battle was over almost as quickly as it had begun. Silence fell over the war zone, broken only by the hum of human engines and the occasional spark of a disabled alien ship drifting in space. For the first time, the galaxy's most confident and ruthless warriors had been defeated in seconds. Captain Elias surveyed the aftermath. His fleet had suffered minor damage, and only a few fighters had been lost. Alien ships were scattered, some destroyed, some retreating in disarray. The humans had proven that courage, coordination, cleverness could overcome even overwhelming odds. Mara turned to him, still catching her breath. "Captain, they lasted." "Seconds." "The entire armada." Elias nodded. "Yes, Mara, seconds. And the galaxy will remember that. They will remember that humans are not to be underestimated." Even now, across distant worlds, the news of the human fleet's arrival and sudden victory spread. Minor civilizations cheered, inspired by the courage and skill of humanity. Some aliens reconsidered their alliances, questioning whether they should face humans again. Everywhere, the galaxy was taking note. Humans had arrived, and their presence would not be ignored. But Captain Elias knew that this was only the beginning. The alien fleet they faced had been strong, yes, but not the strongest. Far beyond the edge of known space, rumors spoke of even larger, more powerful forces, alien civilizations that had never been challenged and would not hesitate to destroy humanity if provoked. "Prepare for recovery and repair," Elias said. "We celebrate this victory, but we do not grow complacent. The galaxy has noticed us now, and stronger enemies will come. We must be ready." Riohan saluted. "Understood, Captain. Our ships are ready, and our pilots are eager. Humanity will meet whatever comes next." Elias smiled faintly. "Good. That is the spirit. Remember, humans survive because we adapt. And we will not just survive, we will thrive. The galaxy will learn that humans are not just another species. We are the ones who can change the rules of war." Below the bridge, crews worked tirelessly to repair minor damages and recalibrate weapon systems. Engineers shared smiles and nods, proud of what they had accomplished. Pilots ran simulations, studying their tactics and preparing for any new threats. Even in the quiet aftermath, the human fleet was ready to act, ready to defend, ready to conquer. Outside, stars of Zephyrus shone brightly. The nebula that had hidden the human fleet now reflected their victory. The war zone was silent, and the humans stood at its center, victorious, united, and unbroken. And somewhere, deep in the void beyond, alien civilizations watched. They saw the humans, they understood the skill, and they felt the tremor of fear. For the first time, the galaxy knew that humans were a force to be reckoned with. Captain Elias looked out at the endless stars. "This is only the beginning," he said softly. "The galaxy will see us again. And when they do, they will know that humans do not surrender, humans do not hesitate, and humans always rise." The human fleet glided through space, ready for the next challenge. And the war zone, for now, had fallen silent. The galaxy had never experienced silence like this. Across the Zephyrus sector, worlds paused as word spread. The human fleet had arrived, and the enemy lasted only seconds. Star systems that had once feared the aliens now looked at humanity with awe and disbelief. In the human fleet, the aftermath of battle was a mix of relief and quiet celebration. The crews of the Resolute and its sister ships worked tirelessly to repair damages, recalibrate weapons, and review their tactical data. Engineers moved from ship to ship, sharing notes and strategies, while pilots recounted daring maneuvers and near misses. Even in victory, humans were disciplined. Every action was purposeful. Every moment an opportunity to learn and improve. Captain Elias Varn walked the corridors of the Resolute, observing his people with quiet pride. They were exhausted, yes, but alive and ready for what came next. Lieutenant Mara Kellen approached him, holding a tablet with incoming communications. Captain, the galaxy is reacting. Systems near the Zyphorus sector are reaching out. Some want alliances, others are wary. They see us now as a major force. Elias studied the data. This was always inevitable, he said. Victory comes first, yes, but consequences follow. Every world that sees humans succeed will either be inspired or fearful, and we must be ready for both reactions. Mara nodded. Some alien factions are sending envoys requesting peace talks. Others are fortifying their fleets, preparing for retaliation. Exactly, Elias replied. We've made our presence known. Now the galaxy will adjust. Let them prepare. We will remain vigilant. Meanwhile, scattered across Zyphorus, alien civilizations scrambled. Ships that had survived the human assault limped back to their bases, shields flickering and holes scarred. Alien commanders argued loudly, blaming one another for the defeat. Their communications were filled with anger, confusion, and fear. They had underestimated humans, and now the entire galaxy was taking notice. Admiral Corrin was furious. He slammed his clawed hand onto the command console. How could this happen? How could these humans, these insignificant creatures, destroy our fleet in moments? One subordinate hesitated. Sir, it is not just their ships. They coordinate in ways we do not understand. Their pilots anticipate our moves. Their tactics are unconventional, Corrin growled, his eyes narrowing. Then we adapt. We must adapt faster than they can. Humanity cannot go unchallenged. If we fail again, the entire sector will fall into chaos and the galaxy will question our dominance. Back in the human fleet. Morale was high, but Captain Elias understood the delicate balance of power. Victory had brought attention, but attention brought challenges. Already reports arrived of small alien systems offering alliance proposals. Merchants and traders from distant worlds wanted safe passage for humans. Even minor factions began openly supporting human actions in the sector. Elias turned to Commander Ryo. Ryo, I want a full assessment of nearby systems. Which ones can be allies, which are hostile, and which are neutral? Humanity cannot fight every enemy at once. Ryo nodded. Understood, Captain. We will also begin reinforcing our defenses near strategic points. If the stronger alien civilizations respond, we must be ready. As humans prepared, their reputations spread like wildfire. Across countless planets, communities whispered of the human fleet's speed, precision, and courage. Some leaders were inspired, secretly strengthening their own fleets, hoping to align with humans in the future. Others, particularly those loyal to the defeated alien armada, grew fearful and angry. Humanity had disrupted centuries of balance, and no one could ignore them anymore. On a distant observation platform, Ambassador Leora, a neutral alien diplomat, watched the situation unfold. They are remarkable, she murmured to her assistant. The humans are not the strongest, not the largest. Yet they have achieved something no one thought possible. The galaxy may never be the same. Her assistant tilted its head. Do you believe they will survive if the larger powers retaliate? Leora smiled faintly. They are clever, adaptable, and united. That is humanity's greatest strength. They will survive. Perhaps even thrive. Then the human fleet, life continued. While repairs and preparations were underway, the crew also took moments to rest, eat, and speak quietly among themselves. Even in a fleet prepared for war, humanity's simple joys persisted. Laughter echoed in hallways, stories of bravery were shared, and bonds grew stronger. Elias knew that this human spirit, unity, courage, and hope was as important as any weapon. One day, as the fleet passed a minor star system, scouts detected faint signals. Small alien vessels, survivors from other fleets, were hiding in nearby asteroid belts. They were cautious, observing the humans from afar. Elias ordered a meeting with his tactical officers. We will not attack unless provoked. Let these aliens see humanity's restraint. Our victory is clear, but we do not need to crush every opponent. Sometimes demonstration is stronger than destruction, Commander Ryohan agreed. We can show strength without unnecessary violence. That may encourage cooperation rather than hostility, Elias smiled. Exactly. Humans survive because we can balance strength and wisdom. Others fight blindly, thinking power alone wins battles. We know better. We must always think 3 steps ahead. As days passed, more alien envoys arrived. Some brought offers of trade, others of alliances. Humans negotiated carefully, choosing partners who shared values of intelligence, strategy, and cooperation. The human fleet's reputation grew. They were feared, respected, and admired. But even as humans celebrated, whispers of a far greater threat circulated. Rumors spoke of an alien empire beyond known space, one that had never faced humans and had destroyed entire civilizations with ease. Its fleets were said to be massive, and its warriors unmatched in strength and tactics. Elias listened quietly as intelligence officers brought reports. "We do not know the full extent," one officer said. "But this force is far beyond anything we've encountered. If they come, our current tactics may not be enough." Elias's eyes darkened. "Then we prepare. Humans survive because we adapt. If the galaxy's largest threat appears, we will meet it. But we must be smarter, faster, and more united than ever before." He walked the length of the Resolute, visiting crew members, offering encouragement, and ensuring morale remained high. Humans had faced death and emerged victorious. They had proven themselves to the galaxy. But Elias knew the true test lay ahead. Meanwhile, alien leaders debated their next moves. Some argued for peace, hoping to negotiate with humans and avoid total annihilation. Others called for revenge, seeking to rebuild fleets and crush humanity once and for all. Confusion and division weakened their response. This gave humans time. Engineers developed new technologies, improving weapons, shields, and navigation systems. Pilots trained relentlessly, practicing maneuvers that combined agility with strategy. Scientists worked on faster energy systems and communication networks. Every member of the fleet understood that vigilance now could mean survival later. In the midst of these preparations, humans also began offering aid to minor alien systems that had suffered in the battles. They provided supplies, repairs, and protection, earning respect across the sector. While the galaxy watched in awe, humans demonstrated something unexpected: strength coupled with compassion. One evening, Elias stood on the observation deck, gazing at Zephyrus' stars. Mara joined him silently. "Captain, do you think the larger threat will come?" Elias didn't turn, his eyes on the distant constellations. "It will. The galaxy is full of challenges. But humans survive not because of luck or numbers, Mara. We survive because we think, we act, and we stand together. Whatever comes, we will rise." Mara nodded. "Then we will be ready." "Yes," Elias said softly. "The galaxy has learned to fear the speed of our strike, but it has yet to see the full strength of human courage, ingenuity, and heart. One day they will understand that humans do not just fight, we endure. We adapt, and we overcome." The human fleet glided silently through space, ready for the challenges that would come. Across Zephyrus, alien civilizations whispered of humans, telling stories of a fleet that had appeared from nowhere, struck with deadly precision, and vanished almost as quickly. The legend of humanity began to grow, not just as warriors, but as thinkers, strategists, and survivors. And somewhere beyond known space, the larger threat watched, its fleets moving, its decisions taking shape. The galaxy had changed forever, and humans were at the center of that change. Captain Elias closed his eyes for a moment. He knew battles would come, enemies would rise, and dangers would multiply. But he also knew one thing with certainty: humans would not fall. Humans would not surrender. Humans would rise, no matter the odds. And so the human fleet prepared, united and vigilant, ready for whatever the galaxy might throw at them next. The war zone had fallen silent for now, but the shockwave of humanity's arrival would echo across the stars for generations to come. The quiet after the first battles did not last long. Across the Zephyrus sector, whispers of humanity's arrival had spread to the farthest systems. Some worlds were inspired by human courage, while others were already preparing their defenses. Captain Elias Varn knew that the galaxy had taken notice and that observation meant new challenges were on the horizon in the human fleet. Life moved quickly. Engineers worked in endless shifts, improving weapons and shields. Scientists tested new energy systems and faster communication networks. Pilots trained day and night, perfecting maneuvers that combined speed, agility, and coordination. Every ship, every crew member, and every system was pushed to its limit. Elias walked along the corridors of the Resolute, observing the fleet in motion. He passed groups of engineers recalibrating energy cannons, pilots reviewing tactical simulations, communications officers monitoring distant star systems for any signs of enemy activity. "Ryo," he said, turning to his tactical commander, "how soon until our fleet is fully prepared for the next wave?" Ryohan checked his datapad. "All ships will be combat-ready in 72 hours, Captain. Shields are reinforced, weapons are upgraded, and pilots have trained on new maneuvers. We are faster and more coordinated than ever." Elias nodded. "Good. The galaxy may think our victory was luck. It was not. We prepare for the next challenge. Humans survive because we adapt. Ryo, never forget that." The fleet moved through Zephyrus, visiting planets and minor colonies. Humans offered assistance to systems affected by recent battles, providing medical supplies, repairs, and protection. They were careful to show restraint, demonstrating their strength without unnecessary violence. Across the sector, humans became known not only for their skill in war, but also for their integrity and fairness. In one minor star system, human engineers repaired a fleet of small civilian ships damaged in the alien attacks. Pilots trained local recruits in evasive maneuvers, showing them that courage and ingenuity could compensate for a lack of advanced technology. Children watched from observation decks, eyes wide with wonder, learning that humans could achieve the impossible through unity and determination. "Captain," Mara Kellen said one morning, "our intelligence shows unusual activity beyond the edge of Zephyrus. Unknown vessels are moving at high speed. They are larger and faster than any fleet we've encountered." Elias studied the data. His eyes narrowed. Then the rumors were true. A greater force exists beyond known space. We must prepare immediately. Humans survive not because the threats are small, but because we are ready for the largest challenge. He called a fleet-wide meeting. Ships gathered in formation, energy shields humming, engines ready for sudden movement. "Listen carefully," Elias said, addressing every officer and captain. "We have proven ourselves against the armada we faced, but a new threat approaches. It will be stronger, faster, and smarter than anything we have encountered. But we are humans. We adapt. We innovate. We fight together. And we will prevail." Across the fleet, crew members absorbed his words. There was no fear, only determination. Humans did not shy away from challenges, they faced them head-on. Every officer understood that victory required more than firepower. It required intelligence, creativity, and unity. In the following days, the fleet trained relentlessly. Fighters practiced weaving through asteroid fields and nebula clouds, learning to anticipate enemy movement. Capital ships tested new energy shields that could redirect enemy fire and adaptive weapons that recalibrated automatically to the target's vulnerabilities. Drones and support vessels were integrated into every formation, creating a seamless system that reacted faster than any alien fleet could imagine. Meanwhile, spies and scouts were sent into uncharted sectors. They observed the movement of unknown alien forces, gathering every piece of intelligence possible. The humans learned not only about speed and strength, but also about enemy strategy, logistics, and weaknesses. Knowledge became their weapon as much as lasers or torpedoes. One day, while the fleet passed a dense asteroid belt, human scouts detected a hidden alien force attempting a surprise maneuver. The vessels were sleek, larger than the previous enemy ships, and designed for stealth. Elias called an emergency meeting. "They are testing us," he said. They want to see our response. This is an opportunity to demonstrate the human edge. Riohan nodded. Shall we engage, Captain? Elias considered the formation. Yes, but carefully. Observe first, strike second. Let them reveal their tactics. Humans survive by knowing the battlefield better than anyone else. Now the hidden alien force moved swiftly, but the humans anticipated their approach. Drones deployed to intercept, revealing the enemy's pattern. Fighters darted through gaps, disabling engines and weapon systems before the aliens could react. Within minutes, the hidden fleet was neutralized. Not destroyed recklessly, but incapacitated in a way that left humans in control. Elias watched the operation from the Resolute. Notice how humans fight differently, he said quietly to Mara. We do not just destroy, we control, we adapt. We survive and we teach the galaxy that intelligence matters as much as strength. After the engagement, the fleet continued its preparations. Engineers analyzed the alien technology, learning from their designs and improving human systems. Pilots ran simulations based on the enemy's patterns, preparing for any eventuality. The fleet grew stronger, faster, and smarter every day. Even allies began to emerge. Smaller alien civilizations, inspired by human skill and leadership, offered support. Some joined the fleet voluntarily, lending ships, resources, and knowledge. Humans welcomed them, sharing training and technology while maintaining careful control over strategic decisions. Every new ally strengthened humanity's position in the sector, yet amidst this growth, Elias reminded his fleet of humility. Strength alone is not enough. Humans survive because we combine strength with thought, courage with wisdom. Never forget this. Every ship, every officer, and every action must reflect the intelligence and heart of humanity. The days turned into weeks. The fleet became a symbol across the sector of force of unity, innovation, and courage. Traders, explorers, and minor civilizations began speaking of humans not as a species to fear but as a species to respect. Legends spread, of fleets appearing from nowhere, striking with precision, and disappearing as quickly as they came. Humans had become a name whispered in awe across star systems, and then the scouts reported more activity. Beyond the known edges of the sector, the larger alien force, the one whispered in rumors, was moving closer. Their ships were massive, bristling with weapons, and their formations were unlike any humans had seen. This was the true test, the challenge that would determine humanity's place in the galaxy. Elias convened his council. The larger force is approaching, he said. We know little about them, but we will face them as humans always have, prepared, united, and creative. We do not fear the impossible. We overcome it. Riohan saluted. Our fleet is ready, Captain. We have trained, adapted, and grown stronger. Whatever they bring, humanity will meet it. Elias looked out at the stars, glowing in distant suns. We have seen victory. We have seen challenge. Now we will see what humanity is truly capable of. The galaxy will learn that humans do not only survive, they rise. And when the next battle comes, we will strike with the full force of our courage, skill, and unity. For the next several days, the human fleet prepared, integrating new technology, perfecting maneuvers, and strengthening alliances. Every officer, every crew member, and every ship understood that survival depended on adaptation, creativity, and discipline. Humans had faced death and emerged victorious before. Now, the galaxy would see the full human edge for the first time. As the unknown alien fleet approached the edge of Zephyrus, scouts reported the first signs of engagement. Ships moved with speed and precision, observing human formations and testing responses. Elias calmly studied the patterns. They think they are superior, he said, but they do not know humans. They do not know how we fight, how we think, or how we survive. The fleet adjusted, shifting positions, ready for whatever came next. Energy shields flared, engines hummed, and weapon systems glowed with potential. Every human ship was alive with anticipation. This was the moment humans had prepared for, a test of their ingenuity, unity, and courage. And as the stars of Zephyrus shone over the human fleet, Captain Elias smiled faintly. "Let them come," he said. "The galaxy will soon learn that humans fight not just with power, but with heart, mind, and will. And no force, no matter how great, can match the human edge." The stars beyond Zephyrus burned cold and bright, their light reflecting off the hulls of the human fleet. Captain Elias Varn stood on the bridge of the Resolute, watching the formation stretch across the void. For weeks, humans had prepared for this moment. They had trained, repaired, upgraded, and united. And now, the galaxy's greatest challenge loomed ahead, the massive, unknown alien force that had been whispered about for decades. Lieutenant Mara Kellen's voice broke the quiet. "Captain, sensors confirm they're here. Hundreds of ships, larger than anything we've encountered, moving in perfect formation. Their approach is deliberate. They are testing us," Lias nodded. "Then we will show them what humans are capable of. They may be strong, but humans fight with intelligence, courage, and unity. That is our edge." Commander Ryo Han approached, his expression serious. "Sir, their weapons are powerful. Even our shields will be tested. This may be the most dangerous battle in human history." Elias met his eyes. "Danger is expected, Ryo. But humans survive because we adapt, and we thrive because we work together. Today, the galaxy will witness the full strength of humanity." The alien fleet emerged from the shadows of a distant nebula. Their ships massive, bristling with weapons, and moving with a precision that spoke of centuries of training. The larger ships led the formation, with smaller but equally deadly vessels flanking them. The unknown force was immense, a test unlike any humanity had faced before. Elias signaled the fleet. "All ships, prepare for engagement. Fighters, to forward positions. Capital ships in defensive formation. Drones ready for deployment. Focus on coordination, speed, and precision. We fight as one, or we do not fight at all." The human fleet moved with flawless unity, energy shields flaring as engines thrummed. Fighters darted through gaps in space, weaving between massive alien vessels. Drones deployed automatically, forming intricate patterns that blocked incoming fire while disabling enemy weapons. The first wave of the enemy fired. Beams of energy cut through space, lighting the darkness with deadly brilliance. But human shields absorbed the impact, while adaptive systems recalibrated in milliseconds. Counter-drones intercepted missiles mid-flight, detonating them safely. Every attack by the aliens was met with a precise human response. Elias observed calmly from the Resolute. "Notice how humans fight," he said to Mara. "We anticipate, we adapt, we strike. The galaxy has never seen anything like this." Alien commanders were baffled. Their fleets trained for centuries in combat struggled to respond to the human tactics. Ships collided in confusion. Weapons failed under precision strikes. And smaller human fighters exploited openings no alien system could have predicted. The unknown force, confident in its power, found itself overwhelmed by human ingenuity and coordination. On the bridge of an alien command ship, the leader screamed orders, but his subordinates could not execute them fast enough. The humans were everywhere at once, striking simultaneously, appearing and disappearing across the battlefield. Every move seemed planned yet unpredictable. Elias signaled his fleet. "Deploy the secondary wave. Target command vessels. Disable shields, disrupt formation, and maintain unity. Do not destroy unless necessary. Show strength, not recklessness." The secondary wave of human fighters surged forward, weaving through the enemy formation. They deployed EMP drones that temporarily shut down alien shields, allowing capital ships to fire concentrated energy blasts. Alien weapon systems faltered. Ships lost power and drifted helplessly. The humans moved with speed, precision, and intelligence, striking the enemy with surgical accuracy. Commander Ryohan shouted, "Sir, the enemy formation is collapsing. Their flagship has lost shields, engines failing." Elias allowed himself a brief smile. "Good. Patience and strategy win battles faster than brute force." Even the massive alien ships could not withstand the human tactics. Within minutes, entire squadrons were incapacitated. Smaller vessels were disabled, larger ones rendered immobile. The humans struck with calculated precision, avoiding unnecessary destruction while ensuring that the enemy could not regroup. Across the battlefield, smaller alien civilizations watched from the sidelines, inspired. They saw humans move not as individual ships, but as a single organism, working together, thinking together, surviving together. These observers began sending messages of support and offers of alliance. Humanity's reputation grew, just as warriors but as leaders, thinkers, and protectors. Inside the human fleet, morale soared. Every officer and crew member understood that this was the pinnacle of what they had trained for. Engineers adjusted energy flows, pilots executed complex maneuvers, scientists monitored enemy movements, relaying real-time information across the fleet. Every human acted as part of a single, unstoppable force. And then, the final move came. Elias issued the command for full deployment of the fleet's special drones. They got advanced machines capable of disabling multiple enemy systems at once. Swarms of drones spread across the battlefield, infiltrating alien vessels, shutting down engines, weapons, and shields almost simultaneously. The larger alien fleet, despite its size and firepower, could not respond. Within moments, they were incapacitated. The enemy lasted only seconds against the coordinated strike. Silence fell across the war zone, broken only by the hum of human engines and the faint glow of disabled alien vessels drifting in space. Humanity had once again demonstrated its superior strategy, adaptability, and courage. Elias gazed at the battlefield, his expression calm but proud. "The galaxy has seen the full human edge," he said softly. "They have learned that we fight not just with strength, but with intelligence, unity, and determination. This is what makes humans unstoppable." Even alien leaders who survived the battle were forced to acknowledge humanity's power. Some sent envoys to negotiate, others withdrew to rebuild and rethink strategies. The balance of power in Zifirisan, perhaps the galaxy had shifted irrevocably, back on the Resolute. Elias addressed his fleet. "Today, humans have faced the greatest challenge yet. We have one not because we are the largest, not because we have the most weapons, but because we are united, intelligent, and brave. Remember this lesson. Humanity survives because we think, adapt, and act together. And humanity thrives because we never give up." Crew members cheered, their voices echoing through the corridors and across the fleet. Pilots saluted, engineers smiled, and every member understood that they had been part of something extraordinary. They had not only survived, they had risen, proving that humans were a force the galaxy could never ignore. As the fleet regrouped, scouts reported that remaining alien forces were retreating to distant sectors. For now, the threat had been neutralized. Humanity's position in Zifirus was secure, and the galaxy had learned an unforgettable lesson. Never underestimate humans. Elias walked to the observation deck, looking at the endless stars. Mara joined him quietly. "Captain, do you think there will be more threats?" He nodded. "Yes, the galaxy is vast, full of challenges and dangers. But humans survive not by fearing what comes, Mara, but by preparing, learning, and facing it together. Today, we have shown what humanity can achieve. Tomorrow, we will rise again, no matter the challenge." Mara smiled faintly. "Then we are ready." "Yes," Elias said, his gaze steady on the horizon of stars. "Humans will always be ready. We are united. We are clever. We are brave. And the galaxy will remember that the war zone fell silent not because the humans were lucky, but because they were unstoppable." The fleet moved forward, engines glowing, shields active, weapons ready. Humanity had faced the ultimate challenge and emerged victorious. The stars beyond Zifirus shone as witnesses, reflecting the courage, intelligence, and unity of a species that had refused to be underestimated. Captain Elias closed his eyes for a moment, allowing himself a quiet thought. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never forget it. The war zone fell silent, but the story of human courage, unity, and brilliance would echo across the stars forever.